A very warm welcome back to TED Talks. Today we have the budget of all budget part exchanges that has just come in. I think this is the cheapest one we've done a review on. So I guess we best have a look. Thank you for joining me. And here it is. 2013 on a 63 plate Renault Megane Cabriolet diesel. Now, for those of you who follow the channel anyway, you'll know that we had a Renault Megane Cabriolet diesel that we retailed last week, and this is the part exchange. So it's an upgrade to a slightly newer model and slightly higher spec example. So this is a 1.5 diesel, exactly the same as the other one. It's covered 64,000 miles. Our one had covered 63,000 miles. So you might be thinking, why on earth would you do that? There's a few reasons. This is a category S. Now, we'll have a good walk round. I'll just give you a quick walk round and then we'll have a look at the damage and so on. Another reason is potentially has a fault with it, and the other reason is the one we had was a GT line. So let's have a bit more of a look into the real reasons. So it's a 63 plate, 64,000 miles, it's got service history, only got the one key, category S. Now you might be thinking where and why and how, but we'll have a good walk round. Wheels, not tremendous. They've definitely been painted before and they're starting to go a bit yucky. That tyre's okay. This side is alright. Wing mirror, door, okay. You're still thinking, why is it category S? Still okay. Little tiny scratch there, but we can live with that. Right, now, here's the first bit of damage. So, we've got a scratch, and then we've got quite the crease on this arch, and it goes in here. I think you might be able to pull that out a little bit if you could get behind there and give it a good yank, and then a good polish up. You'd need a really good dent man on that to get it right, but there's probably something you could do with it. That's not the reason though it's a category S. That's some damage. You potentially, if you had that damage now, it might be written off as a category M potentially, but that's not the reason it was a category S. We'll get to it. This wheel is also not nice, and the tyre is, I don't know where it was MOT'd, but the tyre's not very good at all on that offside rear. Paintwork's actually in pretty good shape, apart from that the front bit. It's not covered in scratches. It's got parking sensors on the back, as you can see. The plastic wants a real bit of love. You could put tyre shine sort of stuff on it, but it never bloody works, so really you'd want to be painting that. Round to the near side. Again, the wheel's horrible, and again the tyre is horrible. There's a scratch there which is fairly deep, a little bit that will polish there. The rest of this side is actually pretty good. Nothing drastic going on there at all. So you're probably still wondering why it's a category S, so I will get to it. Near side front wheel, again horrible. Tyre, again horrible. Michelin's. Now we have found this a lot with Michelin's. They perish like mad on the sidewalls. They really do. And not very old ones either. You know, you could have 3 or 4 year old Michelin's and they're perishing quite badly on the side. So it definitely wants a set of tyres on it, or minimum 3 tyres, but if you're doing 3, you're doing 4 really, aren't you? Now, category S, I am told that it was front end damage. Now, I'm sure if you do your homework, you'll be able to find the extent of the damage. As far as we can see currently, and we haven't looked too much into it in all honesty, there's some paint missing off the front here. So it's obviously it was probably a bumper that was in primer and has been painted afterwards. But the headlights are all in place. The bonnet gaps seem pretty good as far as I can see. Very similar on both sides. The bonnet fits well. So apart from that paint that's missing on the front, which is a bit of a giveaway sign that it's had some front end action, I don't think it's horrendous. It's certainly not a bad looking car. Now, what did we pay for this bit of French magnificence? £500. And I think it's a lot of car for £500 if you're not worried about the category. You know, as we have a look inside, we've got half leather seats. Seats are in excellent shape. Bolsters are all good. It's done 63,600 miles. Steering wheel's in good condition. Door cards are all in good shape. It's got a nice spec. It's got electric windows, electric mirrors, cruise control. We've got 6-speed manual gearbox. We've got satellite navigation, aircon. Up on the screen there, we've got the parking sensors at the back. It's got its locking wheel nut key. It's got its handbooks. It's got its carpet mats. A couple of seats in the back if you've if you've got shorter legs than me, and I've got bloody short legs. Into the boots. Now the boots are heavy on these. It's got its shelf. The shelf's got to be back. So these shelves, you'll find sometimes, and it has been confusing in the past, if this shelf is pulled forward, the roof won't open. But you actually get a really, I mean, it's a really good sized boot, especially if you put this down, you're not looking to open the roof. Really good sized boot space. Spare wheel underneath. Excellent fuel consumption, obviously. You're looking 60 miles to the gallon with this 1.5 Nissan Renault DCI engine. It's a bloody good engine. 6-speed gearbox. I think with a bit of love, you could have a perfectly acceptable daily car here. I suppose we better try the old roof. So it's got the key cards. Oh, I think it's, did I leave it here? Yeah, so you can either, it does start without the key card in the key holder. I mean, I hate this with the Renaults. I don't know why they ever did it. I think it's a mental idea, but there we go. That's the French. Now, a couple of issues in terms of, there you go, you can see that. So we've got check anti-pollution system. Now we have plugged this in, and it was coming up with heater plunger faults on cylinders 1, 2 and 3. Now, doing a bit of homework on that, it turns out that near the heater matrix, which is under the wing liner over on this side, there is a preheater for the coolant. So not the glow plugs to start the car, but for the coolant, so like a separate heater plunger relay. And the fault code when we scan it is coming up with that. So they're about 140 quid brand new looking at it on eBay, so nothing drastic. Or from Renault they're about 140 quid. I think they're probably a bit of a fiddle to get to. But it runs, seems to run fine. We'll take it for a spin in a moment. Now, roof. This is the important bit, isn't it, on a Cabriolet? It's a little bit of a long-winded process, this, but bear with me. I'm sure the excitement is palpable. You get a glass roof anyway, which is nice. Down it goes. Operation completed. So, importantly, the roof works. If you're going to buy a car like this and it's a budget convertible, the roof needs to work, doesn't it? That is rule number one. You've got your sat nav. Yeah, I think we better take it for a spin, haven't we? Right on. So, welcome to the inside of the Cabriolet. Let's crack on and we'll do the same route as usual. Clutch feels good. It pulls So, for those of you who watch the channel anyway, you'll know that we've had a Duster in recently with the same engine that is flat as anything. I can't seem to get it right. Or we can't seem to get it right. I'm no mechanic. This one instantly pulls 10 times better. Now, cabriolets aren't for everyone. They're not for me, personally. We have got one locked away, and we've had it a number of years, which I think will be worth a good amount of money in the future. I don't use it, personally. Tony does, from time to time, especially in the summer. I can see the appeal for, you know, maybe 4 or 5 weeks of the year. The rest of the time, potentially not so much. Right, let's see how she goes. I must say, on the whole, this 1.5 DCI Renault Nissan engine is very good. Very good. We've had lots of them. Obviously, they're in so many different cars. They're in the Renault Meganes, they're in like this, they're in the Scenic, they're in the Capture, they're in the Kadjar, and then on the Nissan side, obviously they're in the Qashqai predominantly, they're in the Pulsar, they're in the, what other Nissans are there? Are they in the X-Trails? No, I don't think they're in the X-Trails. I think it was a slightly higher powered engine, but it's a really, really good engine. They do suffer with DPF problems a little bit, like all the newer diesels do if you're not driving them properly, but the performance is really good. I think they're 130 brake horsepower. You get a 6-speed gearbox with them. They like injectors a little bit, but on the whole, really not bad. There's certainly worse engines out there. I don't mind selling them at all and stocking them. They don't cause us too much of an issue. In terms of the car, it drives really nicely. There's no bangs, there's no squeaks. You get a little bit of noise from the, I don't know if you can hear, but around the roof, where the glass roof is above me, you get a little bit of creaking here and there, which you get with a lot of cars with panoramic roofs and glass roofs. I think it's just the way they are. Obviously, it's quite a heavy car now, being a convertible. We'll try it on the dual carriageway. We'll get to the magic 70. It's busy, 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm up and out and I'm doing it all for you guys. Yeah, it pulls really well. That's 60 in 4th, into 5th, and that's 70 as quick as you like. And that's just over 2,000 revs in 5th, and then into 6th we're doing 70. We're at 2,000 revs, 6th gear. I'm getting a little bit of a wheel. You might be able to see it in the, you can definitely see it in the camera. We're getting a little bit of a vibration. So it could be the tyres because they're not very good, or it could be a slight wheel balance issue, but obviously you're going to be putting tyres on it anyway, so you'll get those balanced. Fans, we didn't do the magic, you can tell I haven't done this for a couple of weeks, been on holiday. They work, fans will work, good. We've got cruise. It drives in a dead straight line. Category cars they cause a lot of division in the trade. We have never stocked one, and we never will stock one to retail. It's as simple as that. Just not something we would do. You know, we've got a certain way of doing things, which I'm sure most of you guys are aware of. We're very fussy about what we stock to retail, and it would just never be something that we would stock. However, on a personal level, if there was a car that I really wanted and it was out of my price bracket, which which is a lot of cars. Would I buy a Category 1? Probably. Yeah. If I knew the full extent of the damage and there were before and after pictures, then I think I would. Because when they drive like this, I mean, this drives like, if the guy hadn't told us and we hadn't done he told us straight up off the bat, the customer, which is great. Some do, some don't. When we'd done our checks, obviously we found that it was anyway. But if he hadn't told us, the only giveaway would be that slight bit of missing paint on the front bumper, because it drives great. And it drives great despite having an engine management light on the dashboard as well, which obviously needs some attention. It drives really nicely, and you wouldn't know that it's been a Category S, which is structural. So I think if you're not bothered, I wouldn't say not bothered. Not bothered is not the right word, is it? If you're comfortable with having a car that has been in some kind of accident or has been sometimes stolen or flooded or whatever, and you're quite happy to drive something like that and you're not afraid of it, then Category cars can be a really good option. I think sometimes Category cars are a decent option as a first-time car. On the flip side, obviously parents obviously want to make sure that their kids are safe in whatever they're driving, but if they've been repaired correctly, you know, I know there's lots of guys that have dabbled in them and have had no problems. I know Chops has done a few and sees the benefits in them, and I think there certainly is a benefit to them. I mean, like I say, we gave £500 for this, and with the engine management light on and with the tyres and so on. But it's going to be a really cheap car for somebody. You know, this is probably going to be, even if it gets tarted up a bit, you do that bit on the rear wing, you do the wheels, you do the tyres, and you put it out at £2,000 or 2,495 with the new MOT, and obviously you sort the engine management light out. This is a lot of car for that kind of money. It really is. It's got an excellent spec. It drives really well. It's very low mileage for a 12-year-old diesel, 63,000. It's got service history. You know, there's a lot to be said for something like this, especially for a bit of summer fun. If this isn't going to be your main car and you're going to use it with the roof down for those 4.5 minutes a year where it's sunny here, although actually last couple of weeks have been bloody lovely, haven't they? But as a general rule in this country, the weather's appalling, isn't it? So, you know, you're not going to have the roof down all that often. But if you did want a bit of summer fun, then it's a hell of a lot of car for the money. A hell of a lot of car. So let me know your thoughts. Are Category cars okay? Do you think we're missing a trick by not sometimes stocking a Category N or something like that? Because there are very, very low mileage ones out there. Obviously, ones that have been crashed fairly early doors. So, you know, like a 23, 24 plate one, you can make massive savings. Do you think we're missing a trick really by not retailing the odd one that have been repaired correctly? I don't know. Currently it's not for us, but I'll be interested to hear your thoughts in the comments. We are back to base, so thank you for watching, and do hit the thumbs up, click subscribe if you want to. That would be much appreciated, and yeah, get in the comments, let me know. And have we made a good investment, or should we have stayed away as much as possible? Thank you for watching. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.